Hi everyone and welcome back to the GCSE Maths series. Today we're going to be taking a look at exam style questions for our sector, area and arc length topic. So before getting started, I strongly advise you guys to check out my revision video where I go in depth into exactly how we need to work out these type of questions with the formulas we need to use, the thought process behind everything. So use this video as practice, exam style practice, and that should consolidate your knowledge really well. Also, shout out to Maths Uni because I am using their exam style questions. So please make sure to check them guys out. So the diagram shows a sector, center O. The radius of the circle is 8 centimeters. The angle of the sector is 150 degrees. Calculate the area of the sector. The area of the sector, remember, we always start off by memorizing whether we have to use the perimeter of the circumference of the circle or the area of the circle. And in this case, obviously, area of the sector is going to be pi r squared. Now, we always then put in our theta over 360, and that is our formula. That is how we remember our formula. Remember, area of a circle is pi r squared. So if we're looking at area of a sector, we're always going to include pi r squared in our formula. Plug in our values in now. We have area is equal to 150 over 360, because this is our angle in between, times by pi, times by our radius squared, which is 8 squared. Putting this into our calculator, we then get 80 over 3 pi, which is then equal to three significant figures, 83.8 centimeters squared. Moving on to the next question, we have AOB is a sector of a circle with the center O and radius 5.2 centimeters. The angle of the sector is 80 degrees. We need to find the perimeter of the entire sector. So notice how they don't say arc length, but because we're dealing with perimeter, we're going to have to work out the arc length. And notice how this is the whole sector, right? We're not only going to have to work out just the arc length, we're going to have to we're going to have to add these two radii to calculate the perimeter of the entire shape. So remember how to derive our formula. So we always start off with theta over 360. So this is going to be our arc length times by, in this case, we're looking at our circumference or arc length. So 2 times by pi times by r. Plugging this in with the values we know, 80 over 360 times by 2 times by pi times by 5.2 is going to give us an answer of 104 over 45 pi, which is equal to 7.3 centimeters. Now we know our arc length is 7.3 centimeters. To work out the perimeter, we now add on the two radii, and we get our total answer to be 17.7 centimeters. And that is our answer. Moving on to question number 7. We are told BAC is a sector of a circle with center A. So AC is the diameter of a semicircle. Semicircle is here, and our AC is our diameter, right? Find the area of the shaded region. So first things first, we're going to have to work out the area of the entire sector, as you can see, and then we're going to have to minus the area of the semicircle to find out the area of the shaded region. So working out our area of the sector, we have 90 over 360 times by, remember we're dealing with area, so it's going to have to be pi r squared. So times by pi times by 10 squared is going to give an answer of 25 pi. So the area of this entire sector is 25 pi. Now we're trying to work out the shaded region, so this is this region. And the only region which is not included within the shaded part is that semicircle. So working out the area of the semicircle, we do a half times by pi times by r squared. And in this case, the radius is 5 squared of that semicircle, because we're looking at this semicircle here. And we need to include half, because the area of a circle is pi r squared, and we're only looking at a semicircle. So this is going to give 12.5 pi. Now we must minus this from each other and get 12.5 as the area of our shaded region. Moving on to the last question today. It tells us that AOB is a sector of a circle with center O and a radius 9 with x degrees as our center, and the length of the arc is 6 pi. So this is just from A to B, our arc length. Find the area of the sector. So we're going to have to work backwards to first calculate our center angle. So we know our arc length, and we know we have a formula for arc length, which is obviously x over 360 times by, it's to do with circumference because it's arc length, times by 2 times by pi times by 9 is equal to 6 pi. Now, rearranging for x, we get x over 360 is equal to 6 pi over 18 pi. Then we get our angle, x is equal to 360 times by our answer, and then we get x is equal to 120 degrees. So my answer, which I wrote here, is the answer from 6 pi over 18 pi. Now we know our angle, our center angle, we can then say 120 over 360. And now we're looking at area of a sector, so we use our area of a circle part, so pi r squared. So in this case, it's going to be 120 over 360 times by pi times by 9 squared. This is going to give us 27 pi centimeters squared. And that is our final answer. Okay, that's going to conclude today's video on exam style questions of sector area and arc length. I hope you feel like your knowledge has been consolidated. As always, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.